Hey everybody, this is Greg Gossett from Gossett Trading and Mentoring Live, and today is Monday, December 20th, 2021. We are in the first day of the new trading week, and we are in the final hour of the current trading day. The last hour of the day is my favorite time to make my buying and selling decisions for my swing trades. I say this because at the end of the day, the large financial institutions come in. They take control away from the day traders and the algorithms. I consider them to be the smartest money on the street. I consider the closing prices to be the most valid prices of the day. Therefore, that is why I make my buying and selling decisions based upon the prices right before the market closes. So thank you for coming today. It's nice to see everyone. I appreciate you being here. I hope that by being here, it's helping you with your trading and your investing. And I hope you're having a good day, and I hope you're having a good trading day. And just thanks again for being here and visiting today. It's nice that we have this group. We can talk a little shop. We take a look at a few setups. So and also I hope you had a really good weekend. So here is the plan for today. Well, let's take a look at the indexes. Big day down. Dow Jones down 521 points at the moment. So big day down. NASDAQ down 192 points, down 1.27%. And the S&P down 59 points, down 1.29. So I hope everyone's staying safe out there. So here's the plan for today. First of all, we are going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer. Secondly, we're going to come back. We're going to take a look at my current positions, talk about when I bought them, why I bought them, and how I am going to manage them going forward. I did have some day trades today as well that I'll be sharing with you. After that, we're going to go over to the board. We're going to take a look at my students' current positions, talk about when they bought them, why they bought them, and how they are performing. After that, we're going to switch gears. We're going to talk a little bit about trader psychology. Always the most important part of trading, in my opinion, is the ability to create a plan and then follow your plan. And following your plan has to do with trader psychology. So we'll spend a few minutes there. After that, I have gone down through my watch list. I have gone down through the results of Kamal's scanner. I do have 3 requirements whenever I'm looking to enter a new trade. First, confluence, combination of indicators lining up on multiple time frames. Secondly, I need a good risk to reward ratio, at least 2-to-1 based upon strong support below me and likely resistance above me. And then lastly, I need to have a complete trading plan regardless of the markets that I'm trading, regardless of the approaches that I'm using. And for me, that includes the following. 1, position sizing based upon current market volatility. Number 2, knowing what your maximum allowed dollar stop is. Number 3, knowing where your emergency stop is. Number 4, knowing where your end of day stop is. Number 5, knowing where intraday profit targets are. Number 6, knowing where significant overhead resistance levels are. And number 7, having a good trailing stop methodology in place. All right, so I will go down through the end of day candidates. I will try to narrow them down by looking at the multiple time frames, a confluence combination of indicators multiple time frames as well, looking for a good risk to reward, keeping in mind correlation as well. Regarding the current positions that I have, so I don't have too much in one particular industry. And if I find something and I can narrow it down and it meets all the criteria, I will buy it right before the market closes for the day. After the market closes, if anyone has any questions for me, please let me know. I am happy to answer them. If you need any clarification on anything, please let me know. I'm happy to clarify. If there are any stock symbols that you would like me to look at before the market closes to get my opinion on, please put them in the live stream. Put an emoji by it so I know it's time sensitive, and I will do my best to get to it before the close of the market. And then lastly, if any of my students have any new entries or exits for me today at the close of the day, please, if you could please wait and let me know about them after the market's closed. So I'm done teaching, I'm done trading, pressure's off, and then we'll spend as much time as we need to get to them. Okay, so all right, I am going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer, and I will be back in 40 seconds. Thank you. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Please carefully read and/or listen to the U.S. government required disclaimer before watching this video or live stream broadcast. The video link and disclaimer text are located in the description section of this video or live broadcast, here and here. Thank you so much. All right, let's see who is here today. First on deck is Tracy Hall, part of the dynamic duo. Good to see you, Tracy. Hope you're having a good day. Hope you're hanging in there. Thank you for everything that you do for this channel. Right underneath Tracy is the second half of the dynamic duo. That would be Paxton Hall. Buddy, thank you for being here. Hope you're doing fine. Thank you for everything that you do for this channel. Nigma is here. Hello, everyone. Nice to see you, Nigma. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Johnson is here. Hi, Greg and all. Hi, Johnson. Always good to see you, my friend. There's my buddy Leva. Nice to see you, Mike. Hope you're having a wonderful day, and thank you for everything that you do for this channel. There's Karen. Hello, everyone. Hi, Karen. I hope you're feeling better today. Hope you're feeling 100% and looking forward to our lesson this week, I believe, on Thursday. So, all right. Well, let's get started, everyone. Amazon. Ava and I did buy Amazon. We bought this. I bought this back here on the 14th of December. Rejection of the 200 and the 250-day moving average. Bought it at 333.8320. Moved up nicely. Took some profits as always. Next couple days it was down, then back up. Held the 200. I believe Ava bought this. I'm not 100% sure. Oh, Ava, maybe you're going to have to tell me. I know she bought a half a position, but it looks like right now, anyway, that it is closing below the 200-day moving average. That is my stop. So for me, at least, if it does close below the 200, I will get out. It's down 1.74% today, and I am down on this trade at 1.26. ASAN kind of surprised me. Karen and I bought ASAN on Friday with this nice close back over the 200-day moving average. Bought it here at 74.07. At one point, it was up 6%. Just glad to have something up green today and up nicely, up 3.28%. I did hit a profit target at 79.63. Took 10% of my position off. Here's another profit target, 84. 51, 89, 39. Orange line up here is 1.5 ATRs from my entry. If it ever gets there and touches that, then I will go into trailing stop mode. And what that means is in the future, after hitting that, if I have a close below the previous day, so I will lock in half. But I'm very grateful to have this up 3.53% today on such a down day. So the relative strength is really good. IP, not so good. Lova, Karen, Johnson, Dynamic Duo, and we did buy IP. False breakout to the downside, double bottom, bullish divergence, V1, all sorts of good stuff. Bought here at 46.20, moved up the next day. Again, glad that I took some profits when I had them. Friday came back down, but held halfway of the washout bar. This is down 3.1% today. And this trade for me is down 4.01%. So not so hot tamale. Definitely looks like it is going to close below halfway of the washout bar. I will have to get rid of this today. Overnight SPY trade, also not so hot tamale. I do buy the SPY every day at the close. I hold it overnight. I take the overnight risk. I sell it first thing the next morning. Got clobbered on this one. Bought this one at 459.87 on Friday. Sold this morning 454.50. So got in 459.87. Got out at 454.50 for about a 4 something point loss. I will be buying this again today at the close, holding it overnight. DIA. I did have a day trade on DIA. I also have a swing trade on DIA. Let me show you. First of all, here was the swing trade. We had some sideways motion here. We had a fractal. I did buy the fractal here at 347.48. Moved sideways. I did get out of half at 347.72, but the other half not so great. Got in at 347.48, out at 346.83. So the positive part was 347.48 to 347.72. The negative part was 347.78 to 346.86. So kind of a tough trade there. Let me get rid of these lines and we'll go back over to the swing trades. All right, swing trade from Ava, Lova, Dynamic Duo, Karen and I. We did buy the Dow with an intraday rejection of the 200-day moving average at 345.80. This one moved out and up nicely and did trend. As always, as it moves up, I do take partial profits off. It got to my trailing stop level, 352.50, so I went into trailing stop mode. I sold and locked in half here at 359.99. Has moved down ever since. However, it is holding the 200-day moving average. That is my end of day stop. So I will be keeping this trade unless it closes under the 200. It's a nice higher low close above the 200. So this would be a legitimate entry as well. A new legitimate entry. Apple. Oh, it's on the 25-minute chart. All right, so I did buy Apple on the 25-minute, the first bar, 25-minute bar of the day. We moved up, we came back down, we went under 30, over 30, and it was right at the halfway mark. Bought this at 168.59. I sold a portion at 169.09. I sold another portion way up here, 170.19. And right now it's 168.85. So I do have a quarter left of this position. I will just exit this before the end of the day. But it's up nicely with the entry point being at 168.59 and we're 169.90. So about $1.30 profit where it stands right now. So that one worked out pretty well. And then on VIX, I did take a position on VIX. Higher low V2, like the setup a lot, got in at 24.31, sold half 24.36, then the next bar down here got me out. It closed below halfway the washout bar. So the profitable part, 24.31 out at 24.36, unprofitable 24.31 out at 24.14 for a loss on that portion, net loss on the trade, but good thing I got out of VIX because boy, did it really go down. Looks like it's rallying back a little bit at the moment. All right. Beanie Peter says, hello all. Nice to see you, Beanie. Hope you're doing well. I like that name. Paxton says, I hit my emergency stop on IP and got out. Okay, remind me at the end, Paxton, if you don't mind. Mike C says, good afternoon, Greg and group. Nice to see you, Mike. Hope you're having a really good day. There's Ava. Happy Monday, everyone. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for everything that you do for this channel, Ava. Let me take care of a little business over here. And over here. Okay. Frank is here. Good to see you, Frank. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for everything that you do for this channel, my friend, and hope you're having a wonderful day. Paxton says, my question, didn't you hit UE stop on IP? No, I didn't, Packy. Benny says, greetings from Belgium. Nice to see you, Benny, and greetings from Belgium. Glad you stopped in. Okay. Wiener Dog says my ELS was hit on IP as well. My emergency stop was hit on IP. Yeah, you know what? I must have not put it in or canceled my orders. I'm not sure because it didn't go off, but you guys are probably right. Let's take a look over here and take a look at your positions. Dynamic Duo did buy GLF with an intraday rejection of the 200-day moving average at 35.36. It's currently 35.11. It is down 0.82% on the day and about the same on the trade. So I think Dynamic Duo's end of day stop here is going to be the 250-day moving average. THC, I have Ava in THC here at 75.88 with the 520 crossover. Ava, not sure if you're still in this one down on the day and also down on the trade. AGQ, we have Ava, Steve, Karen, Lova, under 30, over 30, under the negative third channel, over the negative third channel. False breakout downside, they bought here at 31.36 and 32.59. It is down 1% today. So whoever bought here at the bottom, still in the money. Whoever bought up here, a little out of the money, but down 1% on the day. AMEH, Ava and Karen bought MEAH on Friday, under 200, over 200, $69 even. It's 66.34. It's down 3.76% on the day. Same on the trade, but it is holding that 200-day moving average. RBA, Lova. Lova did buy Ritchie Brothers Auctioneers with the bounce at the 200-day moving average at 62.65. It's 60.02. It is down 4.15% and also down on the day and also down on the trade. Yeah, tough positions today, everyone. My goodness, tough. Ava bought Salesforce. I like the setup. V1 intraday rejection of the 200, bought it at 253.10. It's 247.94. It's down 1.97%, and it looks like it did lose the 200-day moving average so far. Okay, here we go. Twitter up on the day. Twitter. Okay, yeah, I think we have Lova at 43.13 on the daily. I also have a weekly trade on this, so that's why. So yeah, it looks like Lova bought the double bottom here. V1 under 30, over 30, bought at 43.13. It's 43.19. It's up 0.26% and up on the trade as well. Very good. IPG, we have Dynamic Duo bought this all the way back here with an intraday rejection of the 200 at 33.18. It moved up like a monster. Glad they got out of half here when it had to close below the previous day's low. This is down 3.46% on the day, but on the trade, still up 6.38%. So that's fantastic. TELL, Frank bought TELL here at 279, moved up beautifully. It is 283. It's still up on the day, but it is, it's down on the day, but it is still up on the trade for Frank. Cube, we have Lova buying Cube here at 54.91, higher low V2 at 54.91. It's 55.74. It is down 0.09% today, but I'm glad for Lova that this is up 1.51% on the trade. Berkshire Hathaway, Ava had a beautiful trade here, intraday rejection of the 200 at 277.50, moved up beautifully. I mean, what a huge move up, but now a bit of a pullback, down 1.77% today, but it looks like Ava is still up 3.69% on the trade. Goldman Sachs is, yeah, that's my short. MOS, we have Steve Burns and Karen in MOS with the 520 crossover at 36.69. It's 35.39. It is down 2.93% on the day, and it is also down on the trade. FCX. Let's see, AVTR, we have Dynamic Duo, higher low V2, 520 crossover, bought at 39.77. It's 39.80. It is down on the day, but it is up on the trade for the Dynamic Duo. Grateful for that. Facebook, Karen and Ava. Karen is in here with the 520 crossover at, I believe, 337.31. Ava's in at 332. It is 325.90. It's down 2.61% today. Looks like the 520 is still holding, but we are closing below both the 5 and the 20. So down on the day, unfortunately, down on the trade. We have ARC, which is Steve and Karen, under 30, over 30, about 95.67. It's 95.76, so it is down on the day, but it is still up on the trade. Thank goodness. Bacon Bandit said, Paxton, I hit emergency stop as well. Okay, so you were definitely right there, Packy. Sorry, I must have got busy and not have put that in. Otherwise, I would have heard it go off. So I guess I better sell it right now. Thanks for letting me know. Kamal says, hello, traders. Nice to see you, Kamal. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Hope you're feeling better. And thank you, as always, for everything that you do for this channel. Ava says, was stopped out of THC. Okay. That's what I thought. Lilia is here. Hi, Greg and everyone. Nice to see Lilia. Hope you are doing well. Hope you and the pups and the bunny rabbits are all doing well. Thank you for coming. Frank has a poem for us. Let's read this poem. This is going to be good. All right, here we go. A rolling stone gathers no moss. Take action by controlling the size of a loss as you aim for a reward that pits risk against cost. Anticipate the problems your trade just may cross. Ah, so good. A rolling stone gathers no moss. Take action by controlling the size of a loss as you aim for a reward that pits risk against cost. Anticipate the problems your trade just may cross. As always, tons of wisdom in that poem, and you really do have to control the size of that loss. That's what it's about. It's about keeping your losses small, letting your winners run. And if you're not able to keep those losses small, you have some work to do on your ego. You have some work to do as far as trying to control things. Losses are just part of trading, and you're going to have them. The key is to keep them small. And as Frank says in his poem, you have to have the risk. Again, the risk to reward in the right spot to make it all work. Thank you, Frank. Paxton says, thank you, Frank. I 100% agree. All right. So back over to IP. Yes, I think I forgot to put in my emergency loss. That would make sense. When I bought it at the emergency loss was 226. $226 would be right there. So this happens sometimes where if you get to do stuff, and I'm glad everyone reminded me of that. So if I go over here, yes, it did. So just to show good form here, I will go ahead, sell this here with my emergency loss. And thanks, Pax, for pointing that out, bud. And Karen and Bacon Bandit as well. All right, so I am out of IP. Okay. Hey, Steve Burns is here. Good to see you, Steve. Hope you're having a great day, my friend. Thank you for everything they do for this channel. Always nice to see you. Always appreciate you being here. Frank says, thank you, Greg, Paxton, and Karen. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So what do we have? We have 126. Let me grab a little drink here. Take care of some biz. Okay. And here as well. All right. That does it. That takes care of it all. All right, everybody. So before we start looking at our end of day trades, I do want to read this great Twitter post from Mark Minervini. You can follow Mark at Mark Minervini over on Twitter. Of course, you know who Mark is. Market wizard, great author, great trader, huge returns. And so when Mark says something, I think we should probably listen to it. Let's see what Mark has to say today. When you learn to cut your losses and fail small, you stay in the game. If you get to keep playing, sooner or later, you're going to succeed. The people who lose the game are the ones who rarely fail, but eventually fail so big that they don't get to play again. I love this. This is a huge part of my trading philosophy. I've mentioned it many times before. But listen, to get good at anything, whether it is trading or guitar or ice skating or archery or whatever it is out there, you need to practice. You need to get reps in to become more proficient at what you do. With trading, however, it's the same. You still need to get all those reps. You still need to get more experience. But the problem is, when you start, if you never take your losses, you are going to take the mother of all loss at one point. And the problem there is if you blow up your account, now you're out of the game. Just like Mark Minervini says, you're out of the game. You have to put time in. In order to put time in, you have to stay in the game. In order to stay in the game, you can't lose all your money. So that's what Mark's talking about here when he says, when you learn to cut your losses and fail, lose small, you stay in the game. If you get to keep playing, sooner or later you're going to succeed. See, that's so true. If you can stay in the game, if you can keep your powder dry, if you can keep your money there, you are going to get better and better at what you do through repetitions. And as Mark says, eventually you are going to succeed. The people who lose the game are the ones who rarely fail, but eventually fail so big that they don't get to play again. And it's so true. Yeah, if you don't take your stop losses, more times than not, they are going to come back. And it's going to make you feel good. And it's going to make you feel like, yes, this is how it's done. Taking stop losses is stupid. No, it's not, because eventually you are going to hit a huge loss that will wipe you out. It's like driving a car without brakes. Your brakes are your stop loss in a trade. So I'm going to read it one more time. Really listen, really internalize it. When you learn to cut your losses and fail small, you stay in the game. If you get to keep playing, sooner or later, you're going to succeed. The people who lose the game are the ones who rarely fail, but eventually fail so big that they don't get to play again. I think it's a great post. Thank you, Mark Minervini. Please follow Mark over at Mark Minervini over on Twitter. That was helpful for me, Mark. Hope it was helpful for everyone else in the podcast today. All right, so before we start taking a look at new stuff here, Amazon, I will be getting out of Amazon for a loss today with a close under the 200-day moving average. ASAN, bright spot in a red day. up 3.23% here, one profit target at 79.63, so nothing I have to do there. IP, already got out of IP, missed the emergency stop. Thank you, Paxton and Karen and Bacon Bandit, for pointing that out. I thought I put it in, but I did not. I put those in hard. So anyway, out of that, SPY, just going to wait for the end of the day and buy that SPY trade, a big overnight loss on that. And then DIA here, holding DIA, really glad my trailing stop methodology kicked in, really glad that I've phased out on the way up. That's why I like to phase out of trades, because if you do have a big pullback like this, the phasing out helps mitigate the losses to the downside. Jonathan says, good evening, Greg and group. Nice poem, Frank. I agree. Nice to see you, Jonathan. Hope you and the family are doing well in Ireland. Frank says, if Santa brings coal, he may be doing us a favor at these prices. Oh, well, there you go. Frank says, thank you, Jonathan. Steve says, Krampus sell-off instead of a Santa rally. Yeah, I've heard a lot of people talk about a Santa rally, and yes, seasonally it does tend to happen, but this year, not so much. So let's take a first review of some potentials here today. Here's Cameco Corporation. I do like the intraday rejection of the 200-day moving average. One other thing to keep our eye on is the low of the range here. We are back above it. Let's check the weekly. Weekly is in the value zone. I wish it would have bounced to the -1 ATR channel here. That would make me feel a little better, but definitely decent with an intraday rejection of the 200 and a false breakout to the downside, at least right now. DIA, I'm already in this trade. I'm not going to re-enter this trade, but this would be a legitimate new entry point here with this bounce at the 200-day moving average, and it is a higher low bounce than the previous one. So that one's still, that one, I'm not going to take it because I'm already in it, but let's take a look at the weekly, see if we can see something on the weekly. Weekly is in the value zone. It's holding about halfway of this washout bar. I wish it was closer to the -1 ATR channel, but then again, I'm not taking it, but it is legitimate with the bounce at the 200-day moving average. FCX also has a higher low bounce at the 200-day moving average. If we look over on the weekly, weekly is holding the 50 RSI. It is consolidating in the value zone, so that one's not too shabby either. KMX, I was looking for a bounce at the 200-day moving average. Not there. We do have earnings coming up, so I will go ahead and just get rid of KMX right here. Lyft. Green on the day, so good relative strength. We had a V1 on Friday, but it wasn't in the value zone. This looks like it's risking losing the value zone. Let's take a look over here at the weekly, holding the -2 ATR channel. So that's pretty good. If I did take this trade, I would go right here halfway the washout bar. So it gives me a pretty good risk to reward, but that was the washout bar of Friday, not of today. So it's a little unorthodox of a trade, but I do like the relative strength here, so we'll keep that one as a possibility. The Qs, well, so listen, I don't usually buy off of the 100-day moving average unless I have a confluence of an under 30 over 30. This did bounce at the 100, the upward sloping 100, which is good. Let's take a look at the weekly. Weekly is holding the 50 RSI and the 20 EMA, so this would be a possibility for sure. XLE has a intraday rejection of the 200-day moving average. Let's go ahead, back test this. I'm using etfreplay.com here. I'm using it by permission. We had a nice intraday rejection of the 200-day. We also, let's see, did not reject the 30 RSI, but I like the rejection of the 200. Let's look at the weekly. Weekly also rejecting the 200. Another thing to think about here is that I do not have any energy exposure. I do have exposure already with the Amazon trade, although I will be getting out of that. But I do have this. I'm a little partial to XLE here because it's a different industry. So XLE does backtest well. Oh, let's backtest it. Here we go. XLE off of the 200-day moving average. Yeah, has a nice return of 285.4, beats buy and hold, drawdowns much less than buy and hold. So I do quite like XLE at this point. XLF, also a rejection of a upward sloping 200-day moving average, double bottom with a bullish divergence. That means we have the low here with deep red. We've rallied into green. We've come back. We've made a lower low on less red, and we have rejected the 200-day moving average. So let's go ahead and put XLF in here, and we'll back test that. And this also backtests positively. Not quite as good as buy and hold, but the drawdown's much less. So those two are valid, especially with this double bottom and bullish divergence here. Here we have Jacobs Engineering, nice under 30, over 30, under the negative third, over the negative third, bounce at the 250. Leva brought this to my attention today. Let's backtest J if I can. I'm not 100% sure that I can. No, I cannot backtest that. From a 30 RSI, it's a good risk to reward ratio. From the 250, it's a little stretchy. It's a little chasey. I do like on the weekly that we're in the value zone, and we have rejected the 50-week moving average as well. So pretty good. The risk to reward's a little scary to me. Beyond Meat here, we had a big up bar on Friday. I was looking at this when it was holding the halfway, but it's not anymore. Gold is down today, looking for a 520 crossover, don't have it. Home Depot, nice bounce off that 250-day moving average and a V1. Would not consider buying this here, though, with this huge move down. This looks more like a bounce to me. XOM, rejection of the 200-day moving average. We can backtest that and see how that works. It backtests barely 20.9, so I still like XLE better, and then Amazon, having to get Amazon. So actually my favorite today, honestly, I mean, if we look through them again, Cameco I like. Weekly, not so much. I wish it would have rejected the -1 ATR channel, so that one I'm going to take off the board. DIA is a decent setup here, decent risk to reward ratio. Wasn't able to get above the -1 ATR channel. If we look at the weekly, it's neutral. It's in the value zone. It did lose the 250-day moving average, but I'm also going to put this one away because I already have it. FCX, not bad. Let's see if we can backtest FCX. Does backtest well. Yep, it does backtest well off, and it did reject, and it's a higher low. Let's go over to the weekly. Weekly's holding the 50. Still looks good to me. Q's, a little unorthodox of a trade here. If we look at the weekly holding, the Q's are definitely a possibility with that 100 as the end of day stop. XLE, I like this. I like the good back-tested approach of the rejection of the 200-day moving average and a double bottom and a bullish divergence. And XLF also looks good here with the double bottom. Let's see, down 2.27, XLE down 3.03. I do like the weekly a lot on XLE, double confirmation of a rejection of the 200-day moving average. So those are my potentials today. FCX with the rejection of the 200, Q's false breakout to the downside and rejection of the 100-day moving average. XLE with a nice intraday rejection of the 200, and then on the weekly rejection of the 200. And then XLF here, double bottom bullish divergence rejection of the 200. Glenn says, hi, Greg. UK news on Omicron is looking promising. Hospitalizations not rising and infections flat over 4 years. Promising for XLE. Yeah, of course, that's why the energies have been hit, is because of all that. Tracy Hall says, MRVI. Looks good. Let's see if I can backtest that, though. MRVI. Looks really good, Tracy. MRVI, not available. What is it giving me then? MRVI. I'm trying to put that in there. You can see, is that right? MRVI. This is still the Dow Jones Industrial that it's showing here. So I don't know if that backtest well. Let's take a look at it again. Nice sideways motion, like that. Yeah, it looks good. Yeah, it really does look good. I like the weekly. It's still inside this big down bar, but good relative strength. Yeah, I like it. Love says, eyeball backtest this year has a 200 -3 that was very positive, a 30 -3 that was positive. No other deep dip buys in the year. Okay, let's take a look. Yeah, and I'm glad you're doing that, Lova. I mean, what he's done is he's gone back to see how did the under 30 over 30s do? How did the rejections of the 200s do? Yeah, it looks good. It just seems a little chasey to me. That's the only thing. If you're using the 250, if you're using the 30, then you have a better risk to reward ratio. Let's see. Tomorrow, the 30, Lova, will be, if it were to go down, oops, sorry. So tomorrow, the 30 RSI level would be at about 131.40. So if it closed under 131.40 tomorrow, it would be closing under the 30 RSI. Shucks, I'm having issues with my trading platform again. Gosh darn it. All right. Lily says, JP Morgan close over the 250 as of now, maybe under 30. Can't check on my chart. All right. I always seem like my charts don't match up with other people on JP Morgan. Close over the 250. I can check. Yeah, so we're off on that. I can check the RSI for you, Lilia. 3412. So it did not reject the 30 RSI. Yeah. And the 250 on mine is way down here at about 150. So for some reason, our charts are off there, unfortunately. So again, FCX looks pretty good. Dynamic Duo's in there, so I hope that goes up. They have that on the weekly. Q's looking pretty good here with the false breakout to the downside and bounce right at the 100-day moving average. XLE, I like XLE the best today. That's going to be my number one pick today is XLE, and then XLF also good, double bottom, bullish divergence. So it looks like XLE is making a high on the day, so that's fantastic. So XLE and XLF are going to be my two potentials today. I'm not going to buy both. I'll probably just buy one, and probably be XLE because of the rejection of the 200 there on the daily and also on the weekly in the value zone. So that's kind of my thinking right there. What about KRNT? Only 145,000 shares traded there, Tracy. That's my concern. I mean, the setup's really good. It's just the 145,000 shares is not enough for me. If we look at the weekly, you know, we did find support at the 50 EMA, 50 SMA, but we also have resistance above the -1 ATR channels. But just the fact that it's 145,000 shares, that's not enough for me to buy. Lova says, you're right, Greg. Risk to reward on J is only 1-to-1 using 200 SMA as likely resistance above. Yeah, I didn't really do the math, but I could just look at it and just kind of tell I didn't really quite like it. All right, so for me, it looks like XLE at the end of the day. Amazon, I am going to have to sell Amazon with the loss of the 200-day moving average. ASAN's doing fine as long as it's holding the 200. IP, I got out of IP with the emergency stop thanks to Paxton and everyone letting me know. I thought I had that in there. Shame on me. SPY rallying off the lows. We'll be buying SPY at the close. And then XLE looks to be my favorite right here. Okay. So on the to-do list for myself, it's going to be Amazon, exiting Amazon and entering XLE as long as it closes above the 200-day. And of course, buying the SPY. And let me make sure Dow Jones is holding that 200. It is. Oh boy. All right. Sorry about that. Oh boy. That's not good. Give me a second. Let me look what I'm looking for. FSR intraday 250. Let's take a look at that one, Trace, shall we? Okay, what was the symbol again? Let's see. FSR. FSR. Okay, and that's the 250 you said. 250. It does backtest well, Tracy. It does backtest well. Let's look at the chart now. Yeah, looks pretty good. Double tested the 200-day moving average. If we look over on the weekly, tested the 50. I like it. Actually like it a lot. I like it a lot, Trace. All right, so we're having a little bit of a rally here. I am going to wait till the end of the day to sell Amazon. Hopefully it will rally a little bit more. I will buy XLE today. That is my major trade for today. I like FSR. I really do. All right, we have 5 minutes to go, everyone. Steve says, I exited the following after they lost yesterday's low and did not retake. So Steve got at an AGQ for a 1.15% gain, and he got out of MOS for a 3.39% loss. Ava's got out of CRM and Amazon new entries. So I will be exiting Amazon here as well. Okay, and I will be buying XLE today with the double confluence of the rejection of the 200-day moving average on both the daily and the weekly. Okay, so I did buy XLE. I sold Amazon. All right, there we go. So all done except for my overnight SPY trade. VIX making a low on the day. I did buy XLE. And I'm buying SPY. I sold Amazon for the loss. And also IP for the loss. Looks like there's some buying here at the end. Oh, MRVI has a negative expectancy. Yes, thank you so much for that, Steve. XLE making a high on the day. Looks like SPY's making a high on the day. VIX making a low on the day. We have about 50 seconds to go. Okay. I think we got it all. There we go. That's the day. Let's take a look, see where I bought my stuff. SPY, I bought at 454.98, and I bought XLE at 52.95. All right, so SPY. $454.98 is my new SPY entry. And then XLE, I bought at 52.95. $52.95. All right. And I did not buy XLF. I did get out of IP. I did get out of Amazon as well. So right now I have XLE, 52.95. I have the overnight SPY trade for 54.98. DIA did hold the 200-day moving average, still holding that. And ASAN, up nicely today, up 2.3%, which grateful for that on a down day. So listen, everybody, if any of my students have any new entries or exits for me that they would like me to update on the board, this would be the time to go ahead, put them in. We'll get them all taken care of in a minute. Just want to remind everybody that I do teach private one-on-one lessons in the evening time via Skype. I love to teach. I'm good at it. I teach a great course. The course is a total of 15 hours, just you and I, one-on-one. I teach you all 5 of the different trading approaches that I use. Each session is 3 hours times 5 sessions. That's where you get the 15 hours total. I put a lot of energy into these lessons. It's very important to me that my students succeed, extremely important. That's why I started this podcast, and that's why I started to teach, because I wanted to teach people the correct way to trade. So the course does cost $1,750. I know it's a lot of money, but it is worth every penny, and you are going to learn a skill that you can use the rest of your life. If you're interested in starting the process and taking these lessons with me, just send me an email. The email is in the link of this YouTube video. Just reach out and say, Greg, potentially interested in taking your course. I'll say that's great. Let's set up a Skype call. The Skype call is free. It is not a sales call. I promise you. I just want to learn more about you, your trading, your trading challenges, your trading goals. It's a good time for you to ask me any questions about the podcast. And when we're done with the call, you think about it as long as you want. You get back to me. I won't follow up with you. If you decide one day, today's the day, just email me. We'll get it scheduled. We'll get it set, and I'll teach you everything that I know. Secondly, I have a great online course available at udemy.com. It's a great course. I've sold so many of these courses around the world. Got such good feedback, such good reviews. I teach you step by step how to trade the deep dip by stock trading strategy that I use all the time. It's one of my favorite. I use it on monthly bars, weekly bars, daily bars, intraday bars. The course only costs 12 or 15 bucks. And it is the best value ever because it is 9.5 hours of video. It's 26 videos total. There are 15 study guides. And if you're a beginning trader and you want to learn how to trade, maybe you're not ready for the one-on-ones, this course, I'm telling you, is the course that you should take. And the link to the udemy.com link is in the description of this YouTube video. So just click on it, spend the 12 or 15 bucks, buy it, watch it, internalize it, put it to use. And also, if you're taking the course, come over here to the podcast. If you have any questions, just ask me live and I'll answer them and I'll show you up on the screen. So that's kind of a nice little benefit as well. And then lastly, if you like today's podcast, I would appreciate if you could hit the thumbs up button. It helps to build the channel, helps to keep the channel around, lets YouTube know that there's some valuable content here. So if you did learn anything in the past week or today that was valuable, all I ask is that you hit the thumbs up button before you get out of here today. All right, so let's see who did what today. Steve is out of AGQ. All right, so we're going to take Steve off of AGQ. All right, Steve. And then we have also got for a 1.15% gain. Very nice. Okay, so that is going to be, all right, so that's what's happening there. Okay, then we have MOS. All right, I'm going to take Steve off of there. I still see Karen, and she can let me know. All right. Ava is out of CRM. Way to follow your plan there, Ava. And also out of Amazon with me. Okay. Kamal says no trades. Tracy says thank you, Steve. Lova is out of DIA. Okay, profitable trade nonetheless. Way to go, Lova. Out of IP. Yep. Out of RBI. Where is RBI? Do I not have RBI on here? RBI. Oh, okay. That one I can't pull up anyway. In XLE. All right. And that is Lava. Okay. Enigma says, have a good one, guys. You too. Mike C is in XLE. All right. Got you there, Mike. Mike says, thanks, Greg. Have a great afternoon, everyone. You as well. Karen is out of IP. Half of Facebook. So that's a half with the close under both the 5 and the 20, but the 5 and the 20 still being above each other. Very good. Oh, no. Sorry. Sold 1/2. Out of MOS. And in XLE. Okay, Karen. Lova says, day traded properly today and made back 1/3 of my swing trade losses. Very good. Gregorian day trades worked on a day that had big 3 indexes were each down more than 1%. Very good, Lova. I am proud of you. Tracy is in FSR. 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 Okay, good. I like that one. All right, so we have dynamic duo there. Out of IP. And IPG. Okay. Yep, good place to lock profits in there, dynamic duo. Proud of the both of you. Jonathan is also at IP. Okay. RBA, sorry. Oh, RBA. Do I not have RBA either? Oh, yes, I do. I do. Okay, Lova. Good. Way to follow the plan. Lova says, my autocorrect must have thought we were talking about baseball. All right. Well, pretty rough day out there for sure. Glad to see some green on the board. I think everyone's out of Amazon. Yep. And XLF. Yep. Okay. Let's see what's happening after hours here. Apple's up 23 cents. ASAN unchanged. DIA up 35 cents. Merck had a nice update today. Grateful for that. Q's up $1. Sweet. SPY up 82 cents. TLT down. Twitter unchanged. VIXI down. XLE unchanged. All right. All right. So listen, if any of my students have any new entries, exits they'd like me to update on the board, kind of last call for that. If you do, go ahead, put them in the live stream chat before I get to that. Or if anyone has any other comments or questions or anything I can help them with, this would be the time. Before I get that, just want to read this like I do every day. This is from Martin Kornfeld. If we all do one random act of kindness daily, we just might set the world in the right direction. I think it's a good saying. Something I try to do every day. Maybe I don't succeed every day, but I do try. I try to go out, just try to do one nice thing for another human being. I also try to go out and do one nice thing for an animal. They appreciate an act of kindness. And I really think if we did that each day, one random act of kindness to a human, one random act of kindness to an animal, it could start really to make the world a better place. So I have a little platform here. I like to end off with this, just kind of try to plant that seed in your head, but give it a shot. I think you are going to enjoy it. Tracy says, thank you, Greg, and everyone else. Thank you, Tracy. Wiener Dog says, thank you, everyone. Thank you, Karen. Paxton says, thanks, Greg, and everyone. Have a great rest of your day. Go Raiders. Go Raiders. I like the Raiders. I really do like the Raiders. Paxton, I don't know if you know this, but I had a cousin of mine that was a field goal kicker for the Raiders back in the 70s. I had an old autographed Raiders football. Don't know where it is, but I used to. All right. So looks like queues are up nicely after hours, so that's a goodie. All right, everyone. Well, listen. Got rid of Amazon, got rid of IP, did add XLE today, added the overnight SPY trade, kept the diamond trade, ASN. ASAN was up nicely as well, so grateful for that. So I think that's about it, unless anyone has any other questions. What's his name? It was Bruce Gossett. Bruce Gossett. Lovis says, thank you, Jonathan D. Thank you, Jonathan D. All right. Well, we'll see what tomorrow brings. Lovis says, thank you for everything, Greg. Thank you, buddy. As always, thank you. And thank everyone for all your contributions, for being here. And I hope you stayed safe today. If you don't mind, if you could hit the thumbs up button before we get out here, I'd appreciate that. But really, I just hope you have a good day. Be good, be safe, drive safe, get some fresh air, study your charts, do a nice thing for another human, do a nice thing for another animal. Tracy says, we'll be looking up Bruce. Okay, sounds good. All right, everybody, I think that's it. We'll see what tomorrow brings, and we'll talk to y'all later. Thanks again for coming today. Bye-bye. U.S. government required disclaimer. Stock, options, futures, and forex trading is not appropriate for everyone. While there is a potential for large rewards, there is also a substantial risk of loss associated with trading. The material in this video or live broadcast is not geared towards any particular individual or to any particular financial situation and is not intended to meet the particular investment objectives of any viewer. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Any and all information contained in, implied, or referenced by this video or live broadcast is not to be construed as investment advice, and no representation is made that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast is an investment or financial advisor or is registered or authorized to give any financial advice. We are publishers and educators only. Therefore, the various producers of this video or live broadcast will not accept liability for any loss or damage of any kind which may arise either directly or indirectly out of the use of any of this material, including any loss of profit. No representation is made that any account or investment will or is likely to achieve the profit or losses demonstrated. We recommend consultation with a licensed and qualified professional before making any investment decision. This video or live broadcast is not to be construed as an offer to buy or sell any security, financial instrument, or financial product of any kind. Notice is hereby given that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast or their clients may have an interest in any security, financial instrument, or financial product mentioned or referenced. Any simulated or hypothetical performance result depicted does not represent actual trading and therefore may under or overcompensate for the impact of various market factors such as lack of liquidity. Thank you.